All right, so we're looking at 9.7, 9.13. Our debt here. So overall, we went up 3, but following the trend, we are going up a little bit mid-month, right? First month payments. It's
Mhm.
not drastic. And Also, two things. One thing I noticed is that we had a big charges last week for projects we're doing presumably this week. Like there was like a big sod. There was like at least $5,000 of job supplies charged on this week
Right.
that we're producing.
Mhm.
So that's where a lot of that came from. So without those, because we're going to get that back, right? So without that, we would have made a little bit of progress here. Um, this here, the RDS. Like I said, this is essentially going to end up coming off our 855 profit. So, whatever our forecast is here,
Mhm.
oops, the 170, this is essentially going to come off the top because we're loaning this quote unquote to RBS, whether or not we get it back. But just something to keep in mind. It's not going up like crazy, but it is taking away, until they do something about that. But also, like I said before, we don't have super high expenses. We did have like insurance payment come out because it's a whole separate business. We got to pay for the tax returns. There is some
Mhm.
overhead associated, but the majority of it is our payroll here. The 5,500 a month. We're paying our own salaries, but not generating any revenue with that payroll. So that's where most of this is coming out with. So really, this is like an expense that should have been for 855. If all of our time's going to 855, all of our salaries should have came from 855. So this is almost like an
Mhm.
unaccounted for expense in our overhead.
I see.
Yeah. And also in here is not included is the job deposit. We did pull out the that money we got from Arbella for your truck. So none of it's
Mhm.
in this picture. So that money's going to be there for the truck that we got from Arbella. So it's not like it's going to come off of this as well. It's not reflected in here. It's in at all. It's just stuck aside because the balance is actually like 8,000 or something. Or just like you suggested, we're sticking aside for paying for repairing that truck.
Mhm.
So that's big picture. Last week, got some job supplies, right? Um, a little bit of, I assume that's seed or fertilizer or something for orange. Um, we hit exactly what we planned on for a charge rate. Our margin is 10 grand short because we're not producing the work we expected. So this is obviously an ongoing thing that we're working on. And I texted you that the other day because like I know you can get really stressed out and put tons of pressure on yourself. I mean, we'll do what we can, right? Like don't kill yourself, don't go crazy. We're probably not going to recover to where we planned on, and it is what it is. I don't think it's worth ruining your life and getting all stressed out and wigged over it. We'll do the best we can. That's just what I was trying to send that message.
Got it. Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
let's do what we can. Um, it's not drives ourselves crazy and it's not just not worth the stress in terms of the value in our life.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, makes complete sense.
yeah, so somehow, so this is again like these numbers are all based on what we produce, not based on like the cash flow when we get paid for this stuff because we have all the contracts and stuff built into here.
Mhm.
So it's still showing us making progress here. So we took off. We made some progress on the total overhead we need to recover for the year. Not when the money comes in, but in terms of these numbers that we're producing each week. So the cash flow is goes back and forth, but per our plan, it's looking like we're getting more on track. So that's good, right?
Yeah, it's good
Um,
news.
Overwrite these 61.5. Bring this down 69.2. So we made traction of that's actually a big chunk, like one almost oh that's 2%. Yeah.
Mhm. That's great, man.
The numbers are just rounded, so it's not exact, but yeah, we made about 2% progress. We closed in on it, so it's good. What it is? Definitely, probably the majority of this is because we don't produce revenue in January through March, and this is based on the entire year, 52 weeks. So we should
Right.
be closing in as we're actually producing work in these months, right? So this should be
Yeah,
closing
that
in
makes sense.
naturally anyway.
Mhm. Great.
Really high win rate. My first thought was like, oh, we can charge more, but that doesn't seem to be the problem, right? We want to be booking hours, so maybe we just keep doing what we're doing here and just try to get volume because it's going to counteract if we raise prices. We're going to get less hours and a higher charge rate, and I don't. If we have the capacity for the guys to work, maybe we just keep our charge rates where they are and try to win as much work as we can, right? Do it based on volume instead of sales.
You read my mind. So yeah, so keeping hours in mind, and then I thought about this yesterday. Keeping hours in mind for the guys, and until I'm like completely booked out, at least 2 weeks ahead, I don't start really raising prices because comfortably I want to be at least 2 to 3 weeks booked out, right? When it starts to get
Yeah.
down to that last week, I'm like, what the fuck? So we're
Hmm.
booked next week, and I'm building the 29th. So I'm just not comfortable raising prices yet. But I
Hmm.
hear you. If it gets to a point where I'm booked out, then I will. But I agree. Let's just keep them where they are, keep selling, and just get as many hours for the guys.
Well, what you're talking about is like the definition of supply and demand, right? There's only so much supply,
Absolutely.
and there's so much we can work. As we have less supply and we still have
Hmm.
demand, then you raise prices, right? Because you just can't
Yep.
get it done.
Right.
But we do have capacity because we can get, if we can get these guys. Let's see what the average hours worked. We talked about this at the conference. So Natch only worked 33. Efren worked 60. Jack's gone anyway. He worked 36. So this is, I know their hours going to go up because Jack's gone, right? 56.
Correct.
But Kevin, Necky worked 39. Randy worked 35. So we obviously have the capacity, and we obviously have all the equipment. We have the time, we have the employee time resource, and we also have the equipment resource available. So there's definitely like capacity there. This will change
Hmm.
a little bit. We're going to distribute his hours, but these guys, I bet, would be happy working 80 hours, right? So
Hmm.
there's clearly capacity in all areas to do more work, right?
Agreed.
It's not
Yeah,
like
we
we
don't
don't
need
have.
12. We don't need 12 or 15 guys. I realize that now.
Yeah, so we could be. I mean, you get that 2 weeks you're talking about. That could go down if we just work the guys more hours, right? If the guys work more
Right.
hours, produce more work each week, that means that that our work log moves forward, right? So then we only
Hmm.
have a week of work, and then we can keep the rates low and keep trying to book more hours. Or I wouldn't say low, but lower.
Hmm.
Charge rates. Look at these guys. This 81 we could never ever hit. We're getting 81.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
Even friggin' Necky.
Yep.
Um, So these are by far the best mill rates we've ever had. Something to keep in mind. I bet it's a
Fantastic.
combination of yeah, we're just being really efficient, right? These guys aren't driving to get gas. These guys are motivated to earn bonus. These one man crews are producing well, or the two Hispanic crews are machines, no matter if they work alone or not. Um,
Hmm.
It'd be interesting to see if you stick one man on the Hispanic crew, how they out. If you do compare apples to apples here, I wonder how they would perform if they do like 90.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
but then we'd be, uh, so yeah, these guys, the Mo crews have, oh, right, this is one man crews, got it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many hours Nicky wants to work, but that's a lot for a local guy, right? 60 hours.
Sure is.
So, I mean, grass is going to take longer. I don't know if we want to consider giving him a little bit of help, but until he complains about how much he's working and he's still there every day, then I guess we're good to just keep rolling. He's performing the best this way. So maybe he's just not a good manager, right?
I'll ask. I'll send a text to Anthony and Neki and see how he feels about that. We can always get Mark working with him a day or two a week, so no problem there.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he
And then
has.
he,
Mark's been going with Neki or Randy at least once a week.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because maybe they're not good at maybe he's not good at managing his help. Because otherwise, why would he be so slow with help unless his help was just bad, right? But then he should have told us something. But like, this guy sucks. Give me someone else.
Well, it was his nephew Josh since day one, so
Yeah.
he's not going to throw his nephew under the bus. But yeah, Josh was definitely holding him back.
Yeah. Look at this unbillable time. Like these guys still hit. So look at these charge rates. These guys still hit 81, right? The Hispanic
Hmm.
crew with two guys. So clearly you can see here the unbillable time's higher with two people.
Hmm.
And these are 27%, and Mo crew have never seen that before.
Me neither.
Also, we're doing the fuel truck in the morning, so that's definitely
Yep.
bringing down unbillable time for everyone across the board.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
historically, on average, our unbillable time's like 38%. So these numbers are crushing. We're being efficient here on the unbillable
Right.
time. So, I
Totally,
mean,
man.
nothing's wrong here. Everything looks excellent except for our top dollar revenue, right? Everything looks great.
Correct. Yeah.
One thing I noticed was here, if we're doing seating, 137 they got last week. I was comparing to 2024. And keep in mind our rates are higher now.
Hmm.
And these were our rates in the similar weeks. We look at here 9/7, 9/13, 149. Yeah, so our rates were higher here, and the overall average. So last year the fertilizing crew got 111 an hour, and the fertilizing crew this year has orange has 137. So you would think that our seeding rates would go up too, right? Because we went up $26 an hour overall on the fertilizing crew this year. So if this is what we're getting in a similar week last year, we should be getting like 170 or something, right? You would think.
You would think, yeah.
And you got, but it was Jack. That's probably what it was, right? It was Jack here. So that's the only thing that caught my attention. But man, like, look, we're nailing our charge rates. This is the only problem.
Yeah. Yep.
As you can see, it impacts our bottom line 10 grand a week. You know.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of hours.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, still looking forward. So we're, presumably not much is going to change for the rest of September, right? So we're probably going to end up a little short. We're going to see this number go down. GPT said he expects us to make 100. We'll see what happens. September, yeah, next month our goal does drop a little bit. So that's going to help us out. And also does our charge rate. So we might be able to, this might be an opportunity to catch up, right? Because both of our goals are dropping, both our hours and our charge rate. So if we can hold something really high and then the hours goal isn't as high, we could probably make some traction in October. Right.
Yeah, I should probably push marketing a bit more heavily, especially to existing clients. For sure.
By
if
the
it's
way,
mild, there's a bunch of stuff we can do in October.
What's that?
If it's mild in October, there's a bunch of stuff that we can continue doing.
Yeah, something else small to note, but Jonathan charges us based on our budget. He charges 15% whatever our AdWords budget is, and somehow, like, I didn't authorize it, but our budget's now like $736 a week, as far as I remember. It's supposed to be like $500 a week, but then I got our invoice, and so we only spent like $300 or $400 on advertising, but because our budget's $700, is charging us 15% of $700 a week. So in times past, I would be like, hey, can we lower our budget to 400? But Jonathan's a one guy operation. I'm not trying to screw him over, but you know what I mean. We're basically paying him 15% of our budget we're not using, but we do work. We definitely work Jonathan, right? We're definitely squeezing him. So we work him, and he's valuable. So I'm not trying to nickel and dime him, but it's just something I noted. But there's probably more opportunity there for AdWords. Like if he could actually talk, I would love to be in a call with him and see what other opportunities there are for searches that we're not paying for yet. Think about it, even if we spend another $200 a week on ads, like $800, we're going to book more than $800 of work. Well, really have to book whatever the expense is. You need double that to cover it. So like we'd have to book $1,600 of work if we spent another $200 a week on AdWords. We'd have to book $1,600 a month. I'm sure we would. I mean, that's like 5 jobs. So I want to work with them. I'll have to do it over email, which is not probably the most efficient way to get it done, but he can't talk. But I'd like to see what other searches we can pay for to get more traction.
Great.
Waste log. I ran through this, so I didn't really understand what this was. Clarification. It sounds like some sort of miscommunication. Help unload thatch. This is kind of unpreventable. For concern. This seems like we're just kind of doing a customer service thing, putting some seed in for them. So it rained last night. Okay, yeah, whatever the client says probably would have been fine, but I'm sure, like it only takes a few hours to dry. But it looks like another customer service move, right?
Yep.
This is the one with Jack. Who knows what was going on there? Sitting in the truck, couldn't find the house. Yeah, okay, he's gone anyway. Call Anthony. Okay. Apply loam and seed a few berries. But this sounds like the supplier, or we had the sod sitting around the shop too long, or the supplier gave us shitty sod, right? Kind of on them. But, waiting for the delivery of sod. This is something that's probably preventable with better production management, right? If we coordinated that better and maybe got there the day before, or I mean, shit happens, but this may be something that might be preventable.
Yeah. Big God is only half an hour.
Yeah, I know, but we can always do better. And I don't think this is not out of hand, right? But I'm just always looking for ways we can do better. We can always do better.
Absolutely.
So just a little better planning probably would have saved us half an hour. It's mosquito and tick spray killed some flowers. Okay, this should probably be charged against mosquito and tick then, instead of no one, right? If mosquito and tick killed it and then Silver had to fix it, this probably should have been charged against mosquito and tick, right? Because that was their fault.
Anthony did it.
Okay, got it.
So a bit outside
I
that.
didn't even know that could kill. I didn't know that stuff could kill plants.
It can. It was a 100-degree day when he sprayed because the guy was having a party on a Thursday. So we went Thursday morning. It got to like 100 degrees that day. It has oils
Yeah,
in it, and I've done the same thing in the past. And it dried out and killed the leaves on the plants.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and then this one, searching for water jugs. It just sounds like, again, Kevin was doing something he doesn't normally do. So this is an exception. So not really preventable unless we had multiple crew setups for fertilizer, right?
I think Anthony should have jumped in and maybe got those.
Sure. Yeah, he should have known that Kevin was doing that today, right?
Yep. And said, hey, let me grab those people.
Right. Yep. So that's, you're right. It's probably on Anthony. That's all I got for that. These I'll just show you quickly before we jump into RBS, unless you got anything else for 855.
Nope.
But I wish we'd done these ads earlier because they're cheap and
I know.
we're killing on these ads. I don't know the quality of the ads. Historically, we book well off of social. Like we have a pretty high booking rate off of social, not as good as like postcards or client referrals. But these leads are coming in. I'm probably going to pause these campaigns, so I'm running 3 different campaigns to see what performs the best. But they're still cheap. You know, so this one's just geo-targeting, targets our general area, right? So people may or may not be interested in the service. Geo-targeting lookalike, okay, yeah. So these are lookalike. Anyway, they're set up differently. Just testing different audiences, and this one's $48 per lead. It's costing us 20-second of phone calls, website leads, estimate requests, and then here we have. This is our website visitors. The past 4 months, people have visited our websites. This could be clients, could just be people who were interested but didn't book, and then they get stalked by our ads. $15 a lead. You know, if that's so cheap.
So cheap.
And then here we have. So this really complements. This is the remarketing, and this really complements the AdWords because, you know, people are like, "Hey, I'm interested in seeding." They search for it, click on the ad. They don't request an estimate. And then they get stalked by us, and then again they're seeing our name again and again and again. They're like, "Oh, actually, I do want seeding, and I remember this guy's name. I remember this company." So these are clearly performing the best. They've gotten the most volume and at the cheapest price. These are all like triple or quadruple the price per lead, but they're still cheap. So that's why I kind of left them on. And these guys here. Okay, yes, this is just general geo-targeting. This one's geo-targeting with a lookalike audience. So, you know, we upload our client list and it profiles them and then finds other people who have that same general profile, like age, location, etc. So it's kind of more refined, which is interesting. It's performing worse. But anyway, yeah, this is performing the best. Just people have gone to our website. They've shown interest before, for whatever reason. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to discuss for 855?
No, a lot of my questions have been answered. You sent an email the other day. Financials, 100 grand short on revenue. I think we'll make up some ground on that in October if we push aggressively, and then I think we're going to get crushed on fall cleanups anyway. So
yeah, every way we look at it. Oh, the other plan is obviously we talked about is getting anything we can take that's already an overhead expense and stick it in and make them generate some revenue is just gonna add to our bottom line direct, like no other cost. So that's probably our best, easiest move when we discussed that. So obviously we didn't talk about it in the call, but we already discussed that, and it's clear that that's going to help. And you know, next year with Anthony, we need to obviously work on the incentive plan, but like, you know, that's the thing. Like Anthony's supposed to be generating more revenue, and if he can't do that by generating sales, then he can go out there himself and generate revenue. You know, because that's how we're supposed to pay for his salary, is by him generating revenue. And if that's not happening, then it's not going to work out. But anyway, obviously data is always convoluted, but every single data we've looked at on our weekly audits, the profit and loss sheet, sticking stuff into ChatGPT, everything's saying that the problem is we're short on revenue. You know, so that's clearly the problem. But everything else we're doing right. So we'll see what we can get done. See what we can do.
Yeah, well, we're the problem with fixing it. I think we have right now a plan in place. So,
all right. Well, I guess that wraps up the 8-5.